Public health experts are about to start testing our wastewater again, this time looking for fentanyl. The Supreme Court will take up camping bans, like the one that guides homeless sweeps in Denver. We asked the head of the airport when this train problem turns into a reputation problem that could cost Colorado money.
You know, what I've said to passengers is bear with us as we retrofit this airport.
And every Friday ends with our neighbors setting aside the headlines of the week, just talking about what's good.
We're here in Rado, just at Ruby Hills, just shredding and having a good time, living a good life.
Let's go, Rado. It's time for Next. Cities watched our wastewater for COVID during the pandemic. Now Denver plans to look there again for signs of another health emergency, fentanyl abuse. Here's Kelly Rinke with that.
Of all the places to find clues about health, officials have turned to wastewater. Denver wants to know what samples can tell us about drug abuse in the city after seeing a record number of overdose deaths last year.
And hopefully in the future to use this information to predict overdose increases in the city.
Denver's health department is still in the planning phase, and they're not ready to talk about it yet. So we went to other cities like San Francisco, who've already started testing wastewater for drugs.
They really help us understand the relative quantities of drugs that are being used in San Francisco, in our case, in a very timely way.
Dr. Jeffrey Hom with San Francisco's health department says their program began in November, and they got some of the first results in December.
It's supporting what we know about drug use from our medical examiners' data. So that's certainly namely that, that fentanyl is being used, cocaine and methamphetamine. I would say the other way in which these data can really be used is to identify the presence of a new drug that may be introduced or may be circulating.
San Fran is taking samples citywide. New Mexico took a different approach.
Focusing on schools allows us to get samples across the state from all communities.
Jonas Armstrong with New Mexico's Environment Department says they have results from 106 high schools. The samples collected include anyone who used the bathroom that day, so faculty, staff, and students.
63% of schools have tested positive for cocaine. 13% have tested positive for fentanyl.
Scientists use this tool to track infectious diseases like COVID. Now it's being used to fight another health emergency.
How can we use wastewater testing to address substance use?
New Mexico now has a dashboard to track which schools are testing positive for which drugs. Cocaine was detected in samples really across the state, rural and urban areas. Fentanyl was found primarily in Albuquerque, which is the state's largest city.
I mean, it makes sense that if they have these proven methods of kind of community surveillance, not tracking the people, but tracking the areas, that they wouldn't just be one and done with it.
Yeah, and they think it's a really great tool because it really allows them to access data population-wide. If they have surveys, that's kind of a limited population, so it gives them a sense of what are the trends, across the state instead of just a certain group of people.
It's really interesting. Kelly Rinke, thank you. Denver's public health workers are tracking a new disease outbreak in 4 homeless shelters, a disease that can lead to meningitis. Meningococcal disease is spread through spit or saliva. Denver Department of Public Health says that they have treated 4 cases reported so far this month. They're now contact tracing and offering antibiotics for staff and residents at those shelters. The city says that they believe the risk to people outside the shelters is very low. Their focus is on preventing the spread inside the homeless community. City says that outbreak is not going to change plans for upcoming homeless sweeps or plans to move people into the shelters, though there are going to be vaccine clinics inside the shelters. The U.S. Supreme Court is taking up a case that could impact how Denver handles homelessness. This year, the justices will consider the constitutionality of camping bans. The court will hear an appeal of a federal court ruling that prevents the city of Grants Pass, Oregon, from enforcing its public camping ban. They do that through fines and tickets and arrests. That court ruled that civil or criminal enforcement of a camping ban when there's no other shelter option available is cruel and unusual. Legal groups say a Supreme Court decision could either restrict or uphold the camping ban enforcement in Colorado. The rules and enforcement mechanisms really do vary widely across the state.
This is the most important Supreme Court case about homelessness in 40 years. And at the core of this case is, does the Constitution apply to people who are experiencing homelessness or not? And in Grants Pass, like in many cities in America, half of the residents are housing burdened. And instead of working to meet people's housing and shelter needs, the city has decided to give people tickets and fines, and the Ninth Circuit Court rightly said that that's cruel and unusual punishment.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments in April, have until the end of June to issue a decision. That decision could derail an ongoing ACLU lawsuit against Boulder's camping ban. That's set to go to trial in August. We are getting some feedback tonight on Republican congressional candidates getting cheered at last night's debate when most of them said they've been arrested.
Have you ever been arrested?
Do we get to...
Whole lot of feedback from both viewers and political talkers in town trying to explain away that moment. And a lot of the explanations don't make sense when you stop to think. People are claiming that, the arrests are fun or funny because they were all for minor charges, or that being arrested makes a politician relatable, like everyone else. Stop and think about that. The cheers and laughter about 6 of the 9 Republican congressional candidates being arrested, that all came before anybody said a word about why they were each arrested. The most recent, the most prominent arrest of somebody up on that stage was State Rep Mike Lynch for drunk driving and a weapons charge. I mean, not super funny stuff for anybody who cares about responsible gun ownership or their loved ones avoiding death by drunk driver. I watched Congresswoman Lauren Boebert and Trent Lizzie next to her smile and high-five over their arrests. He's all about backing the blue. Did he know that one of Boebert's arrests was for an altercation with law enforcement? She says that she moved districts across the state to protect her family. Did she know that Lizzie was convicted of harassment after he got physical during a domestic dispute? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they and the crowd didn't know those details, that they were just cheering the fact that they're all part of a political party where defying the law these days is a badge of honor. So at what point does Denver International Airport's train breakdowns go from being a stuck traveler problem to a reputational problem, one that could cause Americans to avoid flying through Denver if they can avoid it? That could cost us. Our Marshall Zellinger asked airport CEO Phil Washington.
You're the boss. What do you, like if you could snap your fingers, this is what my redundancy needs to be.
If I could snap my fingers and money was not an option, I would have a walkway of some type where if the trains went down, we could have people walk to terminals. I know that is a long way, but that would be my option. A walkway with moving sidewalks and that sort of thing.
A walkway that goes over the taxiway from one concourse to another would be great if the trains fail at DIA. Here's a rendering of what DIA could build if it was not so expensive. DIA pays for things with money generated at the airport. So who is DIA's true customer? The biggest slice of the airport's revenue comes from airlines, not passengers.
What are the airlines telling you about this problem when it happens?
We work with them from the start of this incident, which happened, I think at 4:30 a.m. in the morning is when I got the first word. We were talking to the airlines probably 30 minutes later, all of the airlines. So they knew about this and they were happy that their schedules were not impacted.
There were no delays or no passengers missed their flight because they were waiting?
I don't think any passengers missed their flights. And there might have been some delays that were unrelated to the train incident. Can't say that and don't have that right in front of me, but I'm happy to say that we worked with the airlines like we always do.
Missing a flight because of TSA security lines may be addressed early next month. 17 new security lanes open. Perhaps an end to some of the long TSA lines. Definitely an end to some of DIA's construction.
At what point are you worried that DIA has a reputation for long security lines, sometimes trains that don't work, and construction that's always ongoing?
Well, I'm always concerned about our reputation. Every day I'm concerned about our reputation. What I've said to passengers is bear with us as we retrofit this airport.
I believe I got a guarantee from Washington that there is an end date to construction. Unless that walkway becomes a possibility, because then you're going to have to construct that. Other alternatives pitched for getting from the terminal to the concourses included boring tunnels to walk underground and a gondola.
Did I hear him say that in all of those hellacious backups that we saw, when they had to run buses instead of trains, that people did not miss their flights and no flights had to be delayed?
That is what he said, and I assume if you are someone who disagrees with that, we're going to get an email from you by the end of the show. I don't know how provable that is or how easy that is to disprove unless we get contact from people that say, hey, hang on, I'm this person in that photo that you showed, and I can show you that I missed my flight.
All this is just so frustrating, Marshall, because if the Illuminati would allow us to use their tunnels, which are existing infrastructure, then we could just have that as a backup to the trains. But listen, the Illuminati are our bosses as well as theirs, and you know how inflexible they are.
We could just try it, right? I don't know.
This clip's going to circulate on the internet forever. Marshall, thank you. There are few better ways to connect with somebody than by sitting down together for a meal. Loveland's Community Kitchen has done that with struggling and lonely folks in town every day of the year for years now. And it's why this week's Word of Thanks microgiving campaign supports that small nonprofit. They just celebrated 2,500 uninterrupted days of providing meals and conversation to people in need of a lift. Sometimes it's people living on the streets. Other times it's folks with homes, but they're just the working poor in town who are barely getting by. The kitchen's hours are specifically set up so that people can grab a free meal before or after their work shift. Scan the QR code on your screen or text the word thanks to 303-871-1491 to join me and a bunch of others in giving this week. A whole lot of you have asked for an option where you don't have to put in your information week after week. This is week 188 of this program. And some of you don't love getting emails from every single nonprofit we feature. I get it. So we set up the Word of Thanks Fund, and nearly 1,000 of you have signed up for monthly donations. You put in your info once, we'll split the donation amongst all the nonprofits.
My good news is that we brought our kids all the way from Florida and got to see them sled for the first time.
It's not a whole lot of snow, but if you're from Florida, it'll do for good news. And a long-delayed water project in northern Colorado could be slowed once more because of a lawsuit by environmentalists. Next.
See that Sierra? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Terrain? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every new vehicle for just $49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop.
Nope.
Hey.
New Buick Envision, $49 down, $399 per month. New GMC Sierra Crew Cab, $49 down, $549 per month.
Bring $49 down
and pay the payment on the window.
At Alpine Buick GMC.
At Int Credit Union, our members are owners, so we're always looking out for your best interest.
That's great. Banking can be so stressful.
Not with our no strings checking. You get hassle-free, stress-free checking that pays dividends. No strings, no drama.
Wow. I guess I could have left my no drama llama at home.
See? I told you.
No drama for you or your llama.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Start banking like you own the place.
Trust. How is trust earned as a new day begins? It's earned well before the sun starts to shine. With a team dedicated to find and deliver Colorado's most important stories. It's earned in real time by helping you navigate our busy roads. And it's earned with the accuracy of Colorado's most experienced forecaster. This is Colorado's most trusted morning news. This is 9 News Mornings.
There's something special in store for you at American Furniture Warehouse. At AFW, we make beautiful homes for less every day, and we make sure customers get all the savings. Shop now at any American Furniture Warehouse location or AFW.com.
Vic Lombardi here, letting you know Altitude Sports is streaming on Fubo. Watch the Nuggets and the Avs, streaming live on all your devices, plus over 350 top channels. Try it for free at FuboTV.com.
These days, cars have gotten really complicated, so you need to go where the technicians really know what they're doing. In our 60 years, there's nothing the experts at AMCO haven't seen or fixed. AA MCO.
It's the inventory clearance sale at Carpet Exchange. Save on soft, luxurious carpet, durable hardwood, quartz countertops, area rugs, and waterproof Core-Tech. Huge savings on everything for your floor and more at Carpet Exchange, your floor store.
Another of Colorado's mountain peaks could end up with a new name. Federal board is asking for ideas to rename a 14er in the Sangre de Cristos. Kit Carson Peak is in Saguache County, just north of the sand dunes. A number of groups don't like that name because they say Kit Carson, who was a frontiersman and an Army officer, waged bloody war against the Apaches and the Navajos. The federal board in charge of renaming geographical features released a list of proposals this week, including names to honor the Ute tribe or the founder of Saguache County. Feds are not as enthused about a local effort to try and rename the peak Mount Crestone or Crestone Peak. They say that's too confusing because a bunch of stuff nearby already has the name Crestone. An environmental group is suing to stop a $2 billion proposal to create 2 new reservoirs and a system of pipelines to divert water from the Poudre and the South Platte rivers to neighborhoods in northern Colorado. The group Save the Poudre is asking a federal judge to toss out the Army Corps of Engineers' approval of the Northern Integrated Supply Project. That would set up reservoirs near Greeley and Fort Collins and store 40,000 acre-feet of water. This has been in the works for 20 years, and it got the Army stamp of approval 2 years ago. The lawsuit claims the approval is based on outdated environmental studies, that the project would pull too much water from rivers already struggling with drought. The project planners have said that they're spending millions of dollars on environmental mitigation and they've got approval from state water quality regulators. Unless there are delays from this lawsuit, they think they'll be done with the project in 2032. Lauren Robinson, our project today was snow, like it often is. Denver in the wintertime, not much of a project because it snowed in the morning and then it was largely melted by noon.
That's right. Most of downtown Denver didn't see much, if any, accumulation. We did see a few inches surrounding the Denver metro area, mostly to the south and west, but the highest totals by far were south of Colorado Springs along the far southern portions of the I-25 corridor. Right now at DIA, we're dry, a little cloudy, 40 degrees. We have light winds coming in from the west-southwest at 6 miles per hour. That makes it feel closer to 36 degrees on the skin. If you are heading out this evening, of course, bundle up, even though the snow has stopped. We take a look at our HD Doppler radar, and that system is continuing to push its way through portions of Texas and Oklahoma. We have some light lingering snow showers along the I-25 corridor. This is mostly where the snow has stayed all day long, but it is fizzling out, and you can see northern portions of the foothills and high country here, just some light snow showers to flurries, and the same goes for the southern half of the I-25 corridor, where we actually did have some winter weather alerts that were supposed to be in effect until 11 o'clock this evening. Those were allowed to expire early, and you can see why. Not a whole lot left out there. As we go through the rest of the evening, we're going to see those scattered snow showers that are still out there. Those will continue to die down. We'll see that cloud cover move out overnight, with overnight lows near 24 degrees. So by tomorrow, we're waking up to sunny skies. We'll see those temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. And through the rest of the week, we're just going to see these temperatures continue to climb. Upper 50s Sunday and Monday. We're in the 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday. Our next system isn't looking to really approach until the end of next week.
I'm gonna stick this that I've been trying 30 times. All for you, Channel 9.
No pressure, no pressure. It's good news. There's never pressure involved with that. Thanks.
See that RAV4? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Equinox? Bring 49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every used car and truck for just 49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop. Dropped it.
Mazda CX-5, $49 down, $299 per month. Chevy Silverado Crew Cabs, $49 down, $489 per month.
Bring 49 down
and pay the payment on the window
at Alpine Buick GMC.
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Embrace every season in a brand new all-season Champion sunroom. Right now, get 30% off a brand new sunroom. Create a space to fit your lifestyle. Start your project today with a Champion expert. Don't miss 30% off. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Are you ready for football? Score with Blackjack Pizza and Salad Football Special. For a limited time, get a large 2-topping pizza and any regular salad for just $19.99. Order now for Blackjack's Pizza and Salad Football Special, just $19.99.
At Subaru, we know there's nothing like being on the mountain, making fresh tracks with the cool wind on your face. The freedom, the rush. That's why nothing handles winter roads to get you where you love to be like a Subaru. Now we're helping you make tracks. Get 2 season passes when you buy or lease a new Subaru by January 31st. Tackle Copper Mountain's high alpine terrain and world-class bowls. Or choose Eldora, conveniently located near Boulder, Colorado. Head to SubaruMakeTracks.com to find your retailer.
We found your good news today on the only patch of lasting snow in town. Ruby Hill's open for the year.
The goal was snow, so we found the one patch of snow. They've set a rule though, like the kids can throw snow, but the adults can't, is the new rule, so. My good news is that we brought our kids all the way from Florida and got to see them sled for the first time.
I've heard about Ruby Hill before, but I've never actually seen snow on it, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Good news is there are a lot of friendly, super friendly people around here, and if you just chat with them, you'll see how nice they are. These young guys here are so cool.
My good news is that I'm 21, I'm alive, it's shockers all around. We're here in Rado, just at Ruby Hill, just shredding and having a good time, living a good life. And yeah, I'm just stoked. If it's flowing, keep it going.
My good news is Ruby Hill Park.
My good news is, Ruby Hill opened. I don't have to drive, hours to go snowboarding, waiting in traffic and stuff.
It's Good News Friday, and the good news is Ruby Hill's open.
The best news, I'm gonna stick this that I've been trying 30 times.
Week's been going great. It's even better now that this is open.
I think he stuck it. I'm confident that he stuck it. Here comes assignment editor Nate Lynn with your feedback. Thank you, sir. That's next.
Visit on Havana Street, the one-stop shop for all of your automotive needs. New tires, oil changes, a car wash, tune-up, or millions of auto parts. Service and maintain your car and shop on Havana Street.
All right, kid. Do you know what it means to be part of the American financing team?
Customers first, Coach.
And?
Delaying 2 mortgage payments when we can, closing in as fast as 10 days, and using home equity to pay off high-interest debt. Coach.
Call 303-695-7000.
End your day with 9 News at 9 and 10.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Lease a new Forester or Outback for just $365 a month at AutoNation Subaru.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
When I heard it got junk, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with us means more fee-free ATMs than the two largest U.S. banks combined.
Well, that would be convenient, but there is no BMO here.
You can just call us BMO. And there is now. You know what else is convenient? Mobile banking that makes it easy to track your goals and manage your money.
Get out of town.
But we just got here.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect. BMO.
With hundreds of new pieces arriving every week, there's always something new at Colorado Style Home Furnishings. Our designers are ready to make your home beautiful with more than an acre of fine furniture in stock for immediate delivery. Colorado Style Home Furnishings, C470 and University.
A lot of feedback tonight on two topics in particular. First of all, the laughter and applause for the 6 of 9 Republican congressional candidates who announced at last night's debate that they had been arrested. Donna writes in to say, thank you for your thoughtful words on that appalling response. Shocking that 2/3 of them have been arrested. Perhaps more alarming that the crowd laughed and cheered. Yeah, Donna, it really was the laughter and the cheering that stuck with me. Before they knew why those folks up there had been arrested, just the thought of law breaking got them cheering. And about the head of DIA claiming that the train meltdown didn't delay any flights, a bunch of you have written in to say that that's what comes out of the north end of a bull facing south. We'll look into it.